Hi and welcome to Nefarian, which is the last boss here in Blackwing Lair. Nefarian consists of two phases. Before we go into any of the phases, it's incredibly important that you equip that Onyxia Scale Cloak for this fight, because at some point everyone will be hit by Shadow Flame, as Nefarian does this when he engages the fight. It is possible to hide behind the throne and line of sight the breath, but don't do it, don't count on it, it's not worth it. The raid will be split into two groups. You'll see an angry sign which group you're in if you're near throne or near entrance. So it'll be a star and a moon group. From these caves, near star and moon, we'll have Draconid spawn. What colour it will be, if it's red, blue, yellow, green or black, that will change from week to week. They have different mechanics, but the mechanics aren't necessarily super important because they die super quick anyways. What you need to note is that they are immune, or at least heavily resistant, towards the spell school that they are in aligned with colour of. So green is nature resistance, black is shadow resistant, yellow is arcane resistant, red is fire, and blue is frost resistance. So casters might have to change around a little bit. To begin with, you engage the fight here, talk to Nefarian, and then you start killing off Draconid in your spot. Now, just for the purpose of this video, I'll group all of the ads up, just to make it simpler at the end. Nefarian is engaged throughout this phase, and he casts Shadow Bolts. As you can see now, he's casting Shadow Bolt on me from behind the corner. You cannot line of sight this. Don't worry about it. Grab a greater shadow protection potion for this if you want, just to take the initial hit. The first hit is probably the roughest, just because it might surprise healers, and there is a chance if you have a low health pool that you can die. It's not impossible or completely out of the question. Other than this Shadow Bolt, he also does a mind control. He won't do it to me this time because I'm solo playing. But basically, you just group these up in their respective area. So we'll have all the moons over here and all the stars over here, and then we kill off all these Draconid. Once you kill off all the Draconid, Nefarian will spawn. So there, go there, he's going down now. The way that we do this is that we have, there you saw Shadow Flame come down, boom, I resisted it because I'm high level, he lands here, we'll have the tank turn him, like so, and this is where he'll be tanked. So Nefarian is stood here facing the wall. He does Shadow Flame like all the other dragons. He does a cleave and a tail swipe, so don't stand in front of him, don't stand behind him. Melee will be stood to the side of him, here, and DPSing it. Ranged, you'll be stood back here together with healers, DPSing him. Now, the big thing about Nefarian is that he does a class call. You can see it here. Oh wait, he actually didn't do it because I'm a Death Knight. Yeah, he also does a fear. This fear shouldn't be super worrying. You do need to have a fear ward on the tank, just so he doesn't have to swap stances. I'll just reposition him a little bit. Because that can make the fight pretty awkward. If he fears into a Shadow Flame, it can kill the raid. Wiping on Nefarian is much more punishing than any other boss in the game at this current stage, as there's a 50-second respawn time, a 50-minute respawn time on Nefarian, so you can't engage him for 15 minutes. Sorry, just something in my eye. On that, he's basically a tank and spank. He's pretty heavy on damage, so do keep the tank alive for this entire bit. There are a couple of notable class calls. So Warlock class call, if he calls out the Warlocks, he'll summon Infernals down. These need to be AoE'd and killed. If he calls out for mages, random members will be polymorphed. This is incredibly dangerous if the tank gets polymorphed, as he will drop aggro once he's polymorphed, so dispels need to be fast. Dispel tank first. Rogue call, they'll be put in front of Nefarian, so we'll just turn the boss a little bit. Turn around. The rogues get tail swipe, but they won't die, which is more important. Like, we can deal with the tail swiping. Paladin call, and Nefarian will get Blessing of Protection, which means melee can't hit him. This is only slightly punishing for the tank if everyone else is close to threat to his, because you can't actually threat him whilst this call is going on. So Warlocks especially, be careful. Hunters, you will need a secondary bow for this, as the Hunter call breaks your bow. So make sure that you have a secondary bow in your bag, or maybe just unequip it and melee him for this fight. We don't necessarily need the extra damage, so it's alright that you don't go all out. Keeping a secondary bow as an option is by far the smartest. Warrior Call is the last one, where he'll force people into Berserker stance without the buff. So you only get the debuff, which is taking increased damage. This is rough for the tank, as there's already a lot of tank damage going on. Healers just be aware, it will be called when there's a Warrior Call, so heal leaders will be aware. Other than that, he's tank and spank, like I said. Watch for the fear, don't stand in front, don't stand behind. Once he hits 30%, all of the Draconids I killed behind, they'll respawn, so they'll be coming in now. This is where mages go nuts, and we group them up together, and then we AoE them down. It's a simple thing. Use Lip or Limited Invulnerability Potions just to make sure that you survive it. 6 seconds should be more than enough. Once you kill them, just kill the boss, get fat loot.